Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Captain, urgent news from the General.
Why not really blow it up, Captain?
Captain's log. Embarking into hostile environment. I'm giving an offshoot. Caught, Captain.
My Captain.
No, Captain. They're alive.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. This is your captain speaking, and I am in a different place. So hurricane that happened, and like if you go outside right now, it's branches, it's leaves, it's trees everywhere. I'm at my in-laws. They have power. We don't have any power at our house, so I am there, and we're safe. Everybody that I know is safe and was safe. I don't know of too much damage to anybody that I know. Again, there's the usual trees down. There's lampposts down, all that stuff. I'm Central Florida, so I'm not on the outside. My parents were in Tampa. Their house is fine. But I know a lot of people are not okay. So obviously, I'm not saying that everyone's fine, and I'm not saying that it was just a piece of cake. But I'm safe, and figured I would do a stream tonight. And there's some really important things to talk about with you guys about the TMNT Kickstarter that I had to let you know, like ASAP. And we're gonna talk about a good amount of stuff. I got a lot of stuff, a lot of notes that we're gonna talk about. First off, guys, check it out. Check the shirt. All right. I love shirts that do double things for me. Right. We obviously have April, but it's also Kill Bill. Okay. So, big fan of a double joy. I'm gonna start off with. Let's just start off with looking at the campaign, because the campaign is crushing it. If you have not noticed or not seen, TMNT is up over 1 million. So incredible job, up over 1 million in sales, or however you want to call it. I don't know what the word is there. 7,500 backers, pretty awesome. 11 days to go, and they've been giving us some good updates, some good progress reports, whatever you want to call it, and then also answering a bunch of FAQ things. And so we're going to talk about some of those things because specifically, so I'm a $5 pledger right now, and my plan was I'm gonna do my pledge at the end when the pledge manager comes to me, and I might still end up doing that. But I also don't want to, because, and here's why, is the big reason why. Because first off, there are 1,100 other. Thanks, Angel. There are 1,131 other backers that have $5 pledge level. Okay. Now I don't know how many people haven't pledged at all. We're gonna wait till the end. I don't know how you're doing it. Maybe even $1 pledges. I'm not sure what can be adjusted at the end. But for all the $5 pledges, myself included, there's incentive to pledge earlier than at the end. If you pledge at the end, then that number that affects the alternate card arts will not be affected by your pledge. This is my understanding. Okay, this is my understanding from talking to a couple people, that the Restoration Games would look at the number that says, pledge out of blah, 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 right? So right now it's at $1,037,168, right? That number right there. If you adjust your pledge at the end in the pledge manager, that number would not be factored in potentially with that for the alternate art. So what that would mean, if we factor in that, let's say everybody spends $150 on the game, okay? If everyone's spending an average of $150 on the game, and there's 1,100 people, then we'd be missing out on 8 more cards. Is that huge? No. but it's 8 more alternate cards. And if we're trying to get everything, guys, which we're trying to get as much as we can get, then I would say smash your bid. And also, unless you can't do it, right? If you're waiting for funds at a certain point or whatever, or you're waiting for approval from your wife or whatever, right? You might not be able to do it. But if you do know what you're going to buy already, and maybe I can convince, we're going to talk about a lot of different things, but if you know what you're going to buy, then I would update your whatever it's called, your pledge now, so that number can be up so that we can get more of the alternate arts. If you don't care about the alternate arts, do you care about us? Because we care about the alternate arts. But yeah, that's the first thing. Right? That's the first thing on the agenda, and I really wanted to let you guys know that because I didn't think about that until I talked with the person. I was like, hey, what's going to happen? And then it was, this is what in the past, maybe this is what it looks like they have done. And so let's work as a team. Let's get this thing done. All right. That's 1. 2, this is a big one too, guys. So if you have not, there's a link in my in the video, in the description. There's a link for the Justin interview, guys. It's a cool interview. I've met him in person one time, and it was awesome. We hung out for like, I don't know, like maybe 2 hours playing Unmatched. It was awesome. Maybe an hour and a half. Time flies when you're having fun. I don't know. Thanks, Mitosis. Yeah, me too. Hope everybody's safe. But yeah, so I met him and we played some Unmatched, and then, but he did the interview, so it was cool because in the interview for the TMNT thing, you get to see his personality, okay, and you get to see and hear how much he actually cares about not only the game, but he also cares about, like us. He cares about the game. He cares about us. He cares about the IPs. He cares about like everything that goes with Unmatched. He really genuinely cares about. So this specifically is for the people that are the number of comments I've seen that are like, Restoration Games wants to rip us off. Restoration Games wants to, it's a money grab kind of thing, and like this is what they're doing. Watch the interview. I think you'll maybe have a change of heart. It might change your tune. And yeah. But also in that interview, guys, and this is what's also really important, is that in that interview he announced that there will be hero health dials for the villains, which is really cool. So if you do that $20 add-on pack, I believe, don't quote me on it, but I believe that they are going to include hero health dials so that you're not having to play. I think some people want to play with the big health dials for the villains, but it'll be a full thing. So like you'll have a regular health dial along with the deck of cards, which would be really cool. I think that's awesome. And again, that's just like the fact that it seems like, based on the way it read to me, was that it's not extra cost, it's not extra charge like for us. It is obviously going to cost them more. It's going to cost them a lot more to do that for however 1,000 sets they're doing. So that's just cool. It's just cool that they're doing it. They heard that we wanted it, and then they're doing it. So that's awesome. Next, also mentioned, one of the emails that he sent out was that they're working to tweak the poses for the foot soldiers, for the foot soldier minis in the deluxe token pack, which is cool because right now the foot soldiers are very bland. They're very just stagnant, static, just standing there. So that would be cool to have some tweaked poses. I don't know what that means. I don't know the full thing of that, but yeah. S-Track, I'd answer you, but they're taking care of you, so I'm gonna let them just take care of that. I guess I'll bring it up anyways. He said, if I want the game and Shredder and Crang hero decks, it's enough for the $80 pledge? Yes. Yeah. So you would do the set, and then you would add on that pledge, and then you would pay for shipping. So there's would be 3 costs. And guys, again, the shipping rate. Some people are complaining about shipping rate. If you just bought a game from Restoration Games, it will be $10 shipping to you in the United States. And I think it's $10 per. I forget how it works. So the fact that it's a flat rate for us is is, again, it's really cool. It's just very awesome that they did that, and it's again just like, yeah, we're paying them a lot of money. Okay, we're paying a massive amount of money, but they don't have to do that. They can do what other companies do and charge an arm and a leg, and they're not doing that. So that's pretty awesome. All right, next thing. I'm going to get to some FAQs, because these are some important FAQs that might help you out, might help you make your decision on whether to go with the game or not. It's just good to know. So FAQ 1, the boxes do fit sleeved cards. That's mentioned. 2, what items are Kickstarter exclusive? Now, this is a huge one that people have been asking. Which items are Kickstarter exclusive? So here we go. I might repeat it one time, but no more than that. The deluxe tokens, the neoprene battlefield mat, the sleeves, the collector's coin, the foil promo cards, and the alternate art cards. Now, it says they will not go into standard distribution. It does say that retail backers will be able to order these items, and remnant inventory will be made available on restorationgames.com and at our booth at conventions. What that means is, my interpretation of this is, these are Kickstarter exclusive, so if you don't get them now, you're not probably going to get them later. Now, could you? Potentially you could. Why? Because let's say whatever happens and they made an extra 100 or whatever, I don't know how many they would make. Let's say they make an extra 100 coins, okay? And, well, they're not just going to hold on to 100 coins. They're going to sell the coins. So while it's a Kickstarter exclusive thing, they still have a little bit extra. It's not going to be as if you can just purchase it whenever you want. So it's not like a standard distribution. Like, it's not going to go out to all the companies. You can't go to like Target and be like, oh, I want the coins. But it's like, oh, cool, my store has a coin. Let me go buy that. You know, that your store might have a coin, okay? But you have no chance of knowing if yours does or not. If your store carried Tales to Amaze, I guess you could call your store. Call your store if you want. Ask them if they're going to have what they're going to have and if they're going to have it. They may not even know about it. Tell them about the game. Tell them they can, go get it. Showing interest for the games that you want to your stores is a really good thing. But yeah, so those things that if you want them, you should definitely buy them now, because you're not guaranteed to get them later. That's that. It's pretty simple. Okay, so and the Unmatched, I'm going to read some comments here. And the Unmatched Adventures is something different to the base. Yeah, S-Strack, yeah, it's a whole different way of playing. So Unmatched was first just a 1v1, 2v2, like it's just it's just what it was. It was always against each other. And then some players, some competitive players of Unmatched were like, hey, let's make this thing co-op and solo and all this stuff. And not co-op. Yes, co-op and solo and all this stuff. And so they did that, and they started tweaking it, and then they worked with Restoration Games, and then they made the first one, which absolutely crushed it and was awesome, one of the best sets ever. It's Tales to Amaze. And so they took that same Unmatched Adventures like idea and then did it with the Turtles, with the TMNT, and that's what we're getting here. And Restoration Games loves the whole thing from, I think it's Dirtle Games. I believe it's Dirtle Games, which is, they formed their company from doing that. They loved it so much that they are doing a third. They're already planning their third UMA as well. So, and the idea is, and this was also mentioned in the interview with Justin, which is really cool. This is awesome. So, like, it was basically, the question was, which games get to go to Kickstarter, which games are going to be just regular distribution stuff. And basically the games that go to Kickstarter are the games that it's like, they either have a limited IP of like a limited window, so they're gonna like just try to give you as much as they can, and Kickstarter's a way to do that, or they are games that it was like limited window and just basically games that they want to like, okay, I want to give you everything. If they want to give us everything, it's going to be Kickstarted. If it's just going to be the regular, regular stuff, then they'll just do the regular things. But like this, the Turtle, right? We've got alternate art, we've got extra minis, we've got mats, we've got all these different things that are not necessary to play the game, but we want them. And so that's why it's at Kickstarter. So FAQ, free coin. So a lot of us signed up for the free coin. If you were on the email, then you're getting a free coin. This is another, I think, a big one in my opinion. It's like $5, but it's still a big one. Which is, when you do your pledge manager, do not add in a coin. Okay, don't add in the coin, because later on, what they're going to do is they're going to add it. I think they're going to hit with the pledge manager. They're going to message you and then somehow work out the coin thing. I don't know how that's going to work, but I'll read what it says. It says, the collector's coin is a bonus freebie and for backers who signed up to be notified about the campaign in advance. As long as you back the campaign with the same email address that you signed up to be notified, it will be added to your cart in the pledge manager later. That's a big deal. Did you make sure that if you had an email signed up for the coin, that you use that same email for the Kickstarter? That makes sense to me. So that's important for you. I need to hydrate. Shout out Baked Goods. Oh, sweet. We got some Spanish going on in the chat. I love it. I do not speak. No habla español, but I speak a little bit. Side tangent. Here comes a story. So, my my neighbor, awesome guy, really nice. He helped me like build a fence, and he's done my yard multiple times, and I've taken some pictures for him. He had me over. He invited me for I think it was his daughter's birthday or something. I think that's what it was. So I went over there. I think he's. I'm not good with countries or anything, but I believe he's from. If it's not Mexico, it's something like that. Okay, but it's, again, not good with countries. So I go over there, and I do not speak Spanish, and or Mexican or whatever. again, bad with these things. So I go over there, and it was awesome. There's like 30 people, and I am the only person who, besides him, he speaks a little English. Okay, I'm the only person that speaks English, and the only person that did not speak Spanish. But it was cool. So I'm sitting there and it's hard to socialize when you don't speak anything. And so I'm just sitting there, and some girls come out, and then like they're talking, and then one of them says like something gringo, and I'm like, ooh, I recognize that word. And so I looked, and then like they looked at me, they were shocked, and they said like blah 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 blah, like habla español or something like that, and I was like, sí. Like, oh, and they were so shocked because I guess I don't know what they said, but they said something. It was so funny, and I just acted like I understood what they were saying, and then they walked away. And I do believe that they think I speak Spanish, but I do not. I heard two words that I recognized, and it was hilarious. But oh guys, the food was out of this world. I took pictures for him, and he had this massive like clay pot on the ground. Like, I'm talking massive, guys. It was like this big. Okay, I don't know if you can see. It was huge. They had a wooden, literally just a wooden stick, like not a spoon, just a stick, and just mixing around this meat. I think it was like they had pork in there and onions and whatnot. I don't know. They were just mixing this meat up. That was awesome, guys. That was so good. I'm sorry. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Kickstarter. Yeah, thanks guys. Thank you. Oh yeah, dude. Thank you, Matt Rod. I hope it's worth it for you. My laptop also, by the way, does not have I left my charger at my house, so I'll have to get that tomorrow. Okay, back to TMNT. And so, another question, another FAQ. Add-ons in the box. We are planning on space. So the question is, can the add-ons fit in the box? All right. We are planning on space for the deluxe tokens and Shredder and Crang hero decks in the box. We are not optimizing the box to hold the neoprene battlefield mat. The extra toppings box is intended to be storage for those minis. Okay, so if you're getting the extra toppings, that box, do not get rid of it. That's intended for the storage for those minis. I believe most people, I don't know how you guys do it. I would say most people just use the boxes that they come in. And then the people that have their own storage solutions have their own storage solutions and they're not going to be affected by this. So, is that an issue for you? Let me know. Let me know in the comments, because it's not an issue for me. I have my whole thing set up. I've got little fuzzy cutouts and all that stuff. Yes. Yeah, guys, it is. Oh, it's gonna be so cool. That is the only downside with my storage solution. Yes, I can carry all my Unmatched everywhere I go, whenever I want, in one box, big pro, but I don't have any of the boxes, which are so good looking. So that's the big negative. I digress. All right, and let me know, guys, any questions in the chat, any questions at all from this. I've got one more thing that we're going to talk about, and we're going to dive a little deeper into it. Yay, Chile! Hello, hola, Estrak. Thanks, man. That's awesome. I have friends that live in Chile. I'm glad that you're watching the channel. I'm glad that you're a supporter. That's awesome, man. And so we are going to go talk about the next thing. The next thing. Oh, before we do that. Okay, yeah, you guys can hear me good. Matt Rod. Big shout out to the Crockpots, Matt Rod, O-Town, 619 Sports, Shy Guy for Smash, Vlasinski, Greg's, and Bromantic. Thank you guys so much for your support. And here we go. If you don't want to know the abilities of the fighters, thank you for watching up to this point, but you are excused. I do not want to spoil it for you. Check out the art, guys. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be moving my head. Oh, I can't do it. Dang it. No. Not like this. Not like this. Okay. Movie quote. Anybody? All right. I guess we're stuck there. So we're going to talk about the abilities because I did not mention this on that Kickstarter party stream, and then someone mentioned in the chat, and it was awesome. I was like, no way. The abilities for the turtles are known, and we get to dive into it, and we will. So let me move this around so I can get to the window. There's some really cool stuff. Can you see what I see? Can you see what I see? Yes, you can. All right, so hey guys, so let's look at this. Yeah, you can read that pretty much. I hope you can read this. First off, says Leonardo. His abilities is called Team Tactics. Michelangelo's is called Pizza Party. Raphael's is called Anger Issues, and Donatello is called Inventive. Leonardo's is super straightforward, guys. It's pretty much Titania, her Glamour of Love. Okay? It says, at the start of his turn, Leo may move any fighter up to one space. You may choose any friendly or opposing fighter, even Leo himself. Guys, that is awesome. Just at first glance, this counters Bruce Lee. So that's really cool. Okay? Bruce Lee comes in, he hits you, bounces away. You're Leonardo. You go, oh, excuse me. Were you going somewhere, right? Okay, awesome. And then all the other implications of this, which is, let me move you away from me. Let me move you into a pin spot. Let me move you into the pit. Let me move you over there. 2v2. Let me move you towards my ally. Let me get you out of my pin. Let me get you in Tails to a Maze. Let me move you. So like, let me get my guy out to save him. There's so many instances of this ability, guys. It's so simple. It should be super strong. But it's just nice. It's nice. And he's the leader. And so it makes sense that he's like leading. Thematically, guys, let me know what you think thematically. What is he doing to get the opponent? Now it's called tactics, so I guess it's just tactics. But how is he moving the opponent thematically? What do you think is happening here? All right. Next one. Michelangelo. Pizza Party. As Mikey, you only draw 3 cards. Now this one is wild. This is wild. Justin loves this one. And he says that we are going to love it too. And I believe him. So as Mikey, you only draw 3 cards at the start of the game instead of 5. You must discard down to 3 cards instead of 7 at the end of your turn. And during your turn, each time you attack or play a scheme with either Mikey or April, you must draw 1 card. This includes when you use a versatile card to attack. So, how is this actually going to work? Now they showed this in the interview. You guys watched the interview, okay? But they showed some cards for Mikey in the interview, and there's a lot of cards that seemingly will help mitigate the low hand count. Like if your hand is empty, or if you have 1 card left, or like that kind of stuff, right? Then you can do this. You can draw cards or whatever. That's one way they're going to do it. The ability, attacking and drawing, that's going to keep your hand size up. You're going to have to be going aggro, which is interesting. The downside that I immediately see is specifically against Houdini. Okay, if Houdini is going first against Mikey, and he happens to have us set the stage, he maneuvers, boosts. Let me see your 3 cards. You better hope you got 2 defenses in there. Like that's the part where it's like, oh my gosh, how, right? How? What about turn 1? Also, like turn. Okay, so yes, you have 3 cards, right? Turn 1. You should discard down to 3 at the end of your turn. So turn 1, you maneuver. It's a big map. What are you gonna do? Like, you maneuver, discard 2 cards. Are the boost values absolutely massive? Like, is that what we're gonna get? I don't know. Apparently this works. It's been play tested, right? It's balanced. I don't know. This is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be like the Hamlet of the group, but probably stronger than Hamlet. Hamlet's better than you think he is, and he's no chump. But guys, what are your thoughts on Mikey's ability? Because I mean, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in action. I haven't played it. 3 cards is very scary. He also has a move 3 range psychic. Oh, where do you see that? Where do you see the ability card? That would actually be really good to see. Can you show me where the ability card is? Okay, someone get back to me on that, on the ability card, on the character card, because I didn't see it. All right, that's interesting, mitosis. That's very interesting. All right, Raphael. Angel Cake said, "I'll say one thing. Cowabunga!" I love it. Raphael, anger issues. Once per turn. By the way, guys, this is so good. This is so thematic here. Also, Mikey's is like all the abilities are thematic. It's really awesome. Oh, he showed it. Okay, thank you, mitosis. So, guys, go check out the interview. And okay, so Raphael, anger issues. Once per turn, when you attack and lose combat with either Raph or Casey, you gain 1 extra action. This ability, which is great, they're both so angry. This ability is only active on your turn, and you must use it during the first combat you lose each turn. I asked questions about this, and I got answers. So, it is the first time you attack. The first time you lose combat. So, let's say for whatever reason, I don't know if this is possible, right? You maneuver, you attack, you win the combat. And the card that you attacked with says gain an action. you would obviously not do this because this does not trigger. But now you've gained an action just normally, okay? You attack again. So this is now your third action. You attack again. You send, let's say it's a 2. They defend it without a feint, or with a feint. Actually, you can't even cancel it. So fine, they send a feint. It cancels your thing. Well, guess what? You lost the combat. This is your first time, your first combat losing, so you gain an action. Now you attack again. Let's say it's a 2. They block with a 2. Your turn's over because, unless your card had an action gain on it, you did it. So it's the first time that you lose combat. It's not like your first attack. It is the first time that you lose combat when you're attacking. I hope that makes sense. I didn't explain it very, very well, but it's not. So let's do another scenario. Ready? So you're starting adjacent to the person. You attack with a. For the example, we're gonna say no effects of any cards. Okay. So you attack with a 2 into a 2. It's your first attack. And you lost the combat. So you gain an action. You attack again with a 2 into a 2. You lost the combat. You don't gain the action, but you have another action because you gained an action the first time. You attack again with a 2 into a 2. Your turn's over. Okay. It makes sense. I hope that makes sense to you guys. It's really cool because basically he hates losing. And so when he's coming in, if he hits you and he's dealing damage, heck yeah. If he hits you and he doesn't deal damage, oh, he's mad. He's going to hit you again. If he hits you again, and now you're bleeding. All right. I hope that makes sense. Donatello. It is very simple, mitosis. It is very simple. Donatello. Inventive. So this is really cool. This is a really cool one, and I'm very excited to use this one. And the way that they balance it is so smart. Justin said this was not his idea, but somebody on the team had the idea of how they were going to balance it, and it's so good. And we'll talk about that as well. Donnie has 3 action cards in his deck with purple invention bonuses at the bottom. Whenever you play one of these invention cards, resolve its main effect normally, but not its purple bonus. Then, instead of discarding the invention, tuck it underneath your character card so that only the invention's bonus is visible. Each invention bonus gives you tuck this way is active for the rest of the game and applies to both Donnie and Metalhead. So this is really cool. What you're doing is you are, as you play your cards, you get the effect of the card in the regular black effect, text area. But then instead of discarding it, you're putting it underneath your thing, and now you're adding your 3 options, right? You got your defense, you've got your attack, and you have your scheme. If it's your defensive card that you're using, then you get to add 1 to your defense. Yep. If it's your red, you get to add 1 to your attacks. And if it is yellow, I believe you gain an action after you play a scheme, you gain an action. So that's really cool. And these effects are going to be ongoing for the rest of the game as long as forever. They are not a part of your discard pile, so they cannot be taken, once they are used, they cannot be taken away from you. So the cards go underneath. What's cool is the effect of the card, if you read it, I'm too zoomed out to really read it. Basically, the effect of the card, the later you play it, the better the effect is. But the earlier you play it, the quicker you get your upgrade online. Isn't that so cool? It's so smart. Like, if I can upgrade my thing right away and get +1 for the rest of the game, heck yeah. If I don't, I'm gonna have a massive attack later in the game. So that's pretty awesome. The way they balance that out is really cool. Now his ability, which is really neat, helps him to find his inventions. The ability is when you maneuver, you may draw 2 cards instead of 1. If you do, put a card in your hand on the bottom of your deck. After you play an invention, tuck it under this card. For the rest of the game, its invention bonus applies. So that's really awesome. So you're fishing. You're hunting for the cards. You're drawing 2 cards, and then you're hunting for it, and you're putting it down. By the way, this ability is almost exactly like I created a Frankenstein deck, and this is very, very similar. Pretty cool. And you're basically hunting for body parts for Frankenstein so that you could put them together, and then he's gonna go out and fight. And it's awesome. And like the quicker, basically, whenever you choose to, it's a really good deck actually. I really like it. But whenever you stop adding on, whenever you stop upgrading him, you know, that's what he's stuck with. So like if you just, he's got like, don't worry about it. It's really cool though. All right, let's see what they said. Justin showed off them all on stream. So red, remove up to 5 attacks. So this is for Donnie's guys. So this is for Mitosis also. Thank you, Mitosis. For the red, for the attack, remove up to 5 attacks from your discard pile and get +1 for each. That's awesome. So that becomes a 7. And then at the end, you get the +1 for the rest of the game. For the blues, remove up to 5 defensives and heal for 1 for each that you remove. That's awesome. And then for yellow, remove up to 4 schemes, gain that many actions. All of your schemes gain your action for that. So you will, if it's later in the game, right, and you're using your scheme thing, you could go play the card, remove 4 schemes. You got 4 new actions. Oh my gosh, that's wild. Oh, they're all 4? Okay, they're all 4, not 5. So the attacks would be 4, and then would the Mitosis, is it get +1 for each, or would it be, is it deal? I feel like it'd be deal a damage. That's, if you're healing, then I feel like dealing the damage is more beneficial there. But cool. And it says if you play an invention and it's canceled, do not resolve its main effect. So they canceled the regular card effect, but still tuck the card, of course. If you discard an invention without playing it, place it in your discard pile normally. And then tucked inventions are not in your discard pile and cannot be returned to your hand. So I can't wait to play against Donatello as Black Panther. And as he's fishing for his inventions, I'm fishing for him too. And who can get them? That'd be really fun. That'll be a really fun thing. I also can't wait to play as Donatello. He's gonna be awesome. Cool. Guys, that's it. That's all I've got for you. That is all I've got. Thank you so much for watching. This has been fun, just diving in. I don't have anything else for you. I would love to look at the ability cards of the characters. But that's gonna require me to pull up the video. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pull it up. If I go to YouTube, what do we? Oh. Yeah, how's this work? If we go to YouTube, Ryan, you did just miss it, but don't worry about it because we're going to let me mute this first. Okay, I think if I do this should still work. I'm gonna go hunting. I'm gonna go hunting for these ability cards. So Justin Restoration Games, we're gonna pull up the stream. We're gonna watch it together. We're gonna just skim it together, visually, and oh yeah, you're so right. All right, guys, I believe this will work. Woohoo!
Cards, actually, this
There's
is
our
very
first
interesting. One of the things we did is
We
because
know that one.
the turtles
okay,
are so
so,
thematically tied together.
this
We
is
have
the
a
health
few
houses.
cards
Okay, so
in
they're
each
both
set
melee.
for all the turtles. So in this case, we have the Leonardo leads. Is from
melee at 16 health
the
for
song.
Leo, and then
Each of them
Splinter's
has
9
their
health,
own, and they're
melee.
all
Melee makes so
have
much
that
sense if
similar
you are
art that
moving, guys. If you are moving their, let me do this. Yeah, that works. All right. If you are moving people on the board, range would be just awful. That'd be a nightmare. So let's just talk about the cards. Sorry if this is a spoiler for you guys. Still go check out his stream. There's a lot more than just these cards, but we're gonna talk about it because I want to, and ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live my life. I'm kidding. All right, so Fearless Leader, it's a 3-value attack. We got 3 copies. It's a during combat, add +2 to this card's value for each other friendly fighter adjacent to the opposing fighter. So for you, it's going to be a 6 with Splinter alive. No, a 5. It's going to be a 5 with Splinter alive. Sorry, +2. But if you're doing 2v2 or if you're doing Unmatched Adventures, you can get this thing really, really high. So that's pretty cool. I do believe it would make sense. I always thought this. I always thought that it would make sense that Leo would be a better fighter in UMA and co-op or in 2v2, just because of him being a leader. If you're a leader, then you need people to lead, right? It makes sense that he would be better in those modes. I hope he's still viable and competitive. I'm sure he is. So Leonardo leads. Move each friendly fighter up to 3 spaces, then draw a card. Right, like again, that's so awesome if it is, if you're moving like 5 people, right? That's so crazy. If you're just moving 1 person, that's neat. I mean, hopefully Splinter's got some awesome cards. I bet Splinter has some really cool cards. All right, let's look for the next one. So, yeah, okay, here we go. So Mikey is 14 health, and then April is 6 health, and she's ranged. Very cool. So, guaranteed delivery. You may put a card from your hand. It's a 3-value versatile, as you can see. It says immediately, you may put a card from your hand on the bottom of your deck to cancel all effects from your opponent's cards. After combat, if your hand is empty, draw 2 cards. You may put a card from... So basically you play it when it's your second card or your third card. As long as it's not your... So it's never going to be played as your first card, right? And then if your hand's empty, you draw 2 cards. Interesting. Okay. And then Michelangelo 2, value red. It's a gain action. Gain 1 action. If you won the combat, gain 2 actions instead. You would... How the heck are you... How the heck are you winning a combat with that, right? I'm excited to see it. I can't wait to see him played. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be wild. Splinter's the first psychic with 9 HP since Red and Bayo. Ooh, you're so right. Dude, that's so good. Sean, yeah. Angel, correct. Yeah, watch the guys. This video, by the way, this video to the interview is in the description below this in my video. All right, it is definitely a lot of good questions, a lot of things answered. So here we go. We're talking about Crang now. This is really cool. By the way, guys, Crang is Justin's favorite fighter of the set. He mentioned that, which is very interesting. So he's got 16 health, and his ability is Crang has 3 Doomsday machines. Start with 1 machine active. After you roll the die of epic destruction, you can flip an active machine to reroll the die. Add +1 to your move value for each active machine. So the more active machines you are moving, so he can move 4. That's interesting. And then after you, basically, if you're playing a card that makes you roll the dice, you can destroy one of the Doomsday machines to reroll the dice to get a better thing. I like it. That's pretty cool. It's pretty wild, pretty random, but not. It's like mitigated, which is nice. I like mitigated randomness. I don't like just straight randomness. And then we got 2-value versatile for Crang, molecular amplification unit, and then immediately repair machine. So you're gonna flip it up to healthy, and then during combat, increase the value of this card by your die roll, which I believe doesn't it go to 5? Am I wrong, guys? Opponent takes, or you nunchaku it. Oh, right. He's got nunchakus. You're right. And of course, if they're taking it, we all know Mikey has nunchaku again. Yeah, that's correct. It's a chaotic boost, 0 to 5. Yeah, so the dice is 0 to 5. Very interesting. All right, next one, guys. We're gonna look at Raph. 17 health with an 8 health ranged sidekick. Casey Jones, he's ranged. Weird. Is he just smacking hockey pucks at them? Like, what's he doing, guys? Can you let me know what's the range attack that Casey Jones does? Because I'm coming at it from the original TMNT movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original movie, and he's all melee all day in that movie. So, what does he do? Range attacks thematically. But the card says it's a 3-value versatile. It's relentless. After combat, shuffle this card into your deck, then draw a card. That is so good. There's 2 copies of it. Good. That's a really good card. Guys, you're going to throw this. You're going to throw it. They're going to block it. You're going to gain an action. It's going to go back into your deck. You're going to replace it. That's so, so, so good. And it can be thrown from range. Now, I bet you he doesn't have a lot of defenses. I think that might have been mentioned, but I bet you he doesn't have a lot of defenses, so he's going to be going hard, boom, 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 boom. So for you to throw this as an actual 3-value attack might be not the smartest thing. Oh my gosh, so interesting. And then we have a 3-value attack, Unbridled Rage. During combat, discard any number of defense or versatile cards. Add +2 to this card's value for each card discarded this way. Discard any number of versatile defense or versatile cards. Yeah, I think somebody mentioned it because this is a risky thing. It's going to be massive. It's a massive hit, and you're probably going to use it to find lethal. If you can use it like a Drac beast form, then that's the idea probably. Like you find your lethal. You got 2 copies of this, but you're also, if you're not using it for lethal, then you're risky. It's risky. Hockey pucks, baseballs. I guess he's launching hockey pucks. Yeah. Medusa says, unless you faint, he can never fatigue. Right. You'd have to faint the relentless. Yeah. Yep. Or you attack and he's on defense, and then no, because it goes back into his deck. Right. He's relentless. He's not gonna quit. He's not gonna stop. Dude, that's nuts. I can't wait to play as Raph. This is so fun. Oh my gosh, guys. So good. So good. Okay, and then we know this one. We also saw this one. Metalhead, 7 health. Didn't talk about that. Metalhead's his little robot sidekick thing. And then 14 health for Donnie. Lowest health combo, I believe. I believe it's the lowest health combo. And then let's go look at Shredder.
Across the... So
Shredder, 15 health, guys. This is where it gets crazy. Now it's weird. Apparently this is another spoiler. Don't listen if you don't want to listen. So Shredder is a 15 health melee, movement of 3. He's a master of the clan. At the start of your turn, deploy a foot soldier to a path adjacent to your. So basically, the foot soldiers stand on the path. So like that black line between the circles on every map. The foot soldiers are going to stand there. And the way it works is, so at the start of your turn, deploy a foot soldier to the path adjacent to your friendly fighter. You may attack opposing fighters adjacent to foot soldiers. If an opponent boosts their maneuver, they may remove any foot soldiers their hero moves through. Oh, interesting. That's really cool. So that's really interesting. Basically, if your foot soldiers are all over the board, which you have 7 of them, that's a lot. If they're all over the board, you can just attack anywhere, which is so cool, so thematic. You're using the foot to do your work, right? And then you're basically making the opponent have to boost over your guys. This is so interesting. Really cool, really thematic. And then he also has sidekicks for Bebop and Rocksteady. Wait, is there... How many... Is there unlimited... Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's unlimited foot soldiers. And then Bebop and Rocksteady's health is 7. That's what it is. So maybe you have unlimited foot soldiers. That's awesome. Guys, super awesome. Super cool. And then the defense here. It says... This is a 3-value defense, Shredder, all according to plan. Your opponent gains... This is after combat. Your opponent gains 1 action. At the end of this turn, if they didn't play a scheme card, they discard 2 cards. It's an automatic discard 2 for Shakespeare, guys. Automatic discard 2 for Shakespeare. And there's 2 copies of that, so he is a hard counter to Shakespeare, to Billy Shakes. You gotta kill Ralph. Don't count on exhaustion. Yeah, guys, I would say this is something that's really interesting with the way that Restoration Games is going, and they're really diving into it. And we're seeing this like with the new sets coming out, like over and over and over. And it's actually really fun. I'm the biggest exhaustion player. I'm the biggest fatigue player. That's my love language. they are going hard aggro and they are removing fatigue from the game by and large. Like they're not like saying, hey, don't ever have it, like you can't ever win with someone going to 0 cards in your deck, but it is if you do, that means you attacked a bunch. And it's really good for the state of the game. You get quicker games that way, and you're getting more explosive games that way. It's the way that when they made Unmatched, they wanted it to be played. They thought they had made a game that could do that, and that was always doing that. And then I think what happened was like the competitive players got a hold of it, and they're like, oh, wait, let me just walk away from you. Let me make you discard cards, boost cards. Let me have your deck go down, and then I'll win that way because I'm a G, and then you're gonna cry. And then they're like, wait, what's happening? Why did that just happen to our game? We thought we had to attack. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it's cool when you play Unmatched. You don't think about it from a competitive viewpoint. Like initially, I don't think. And so a lot of times people are like they meet up in the middle and they just bash each other, and they're down to like 1 card, no cards, whatever. They're just like just bashing each other, and then one of them dies, and they're like, yeah, cool, the game. I remember reading comments like, I've played over like 200 games, whatever, and we have never had a deck empty. And I'm like, what? How? Like actually how? How have you never just walked away when you should? So, hey, different strokes, different folks. Fatigue is my love language. Cool. Thank you guys for recommending thanks for recommending that the cards are there and the health cells and all that stuff. We can see it. Very cool. What do we see? What do we see here? I'm gonna shuffle the TMNT decks, draw 30, and then say I'm playing as the last Ronin. Yes, Cody, every day. That's the best. I will absolutely be streaming that, 1,000%, and it will be the greatest thing in the history of the world. But what ability do you have? Well, don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. That's the one thing I don't know, and I have stayed away from every spoiler of all time, always. I don't know who the last Ronin is. I have an idea. I have okay, here's who I think it is, just based on logic. But then I have here's who I think it is based on mathematics, and here's who I think it is based on the images I've seen. So they're all different answers. But hey, Double Crunch is in the hizzy. Dude, Cody, that's so good. I will absolutely do it. But whose ability do you take, for real? I think what you have to do is you have all 4 abilities online. They're just sitting there, right? They're sitting next to you. And whichever card you're playing, that's the person that you... No, you can't do all of them. How would you do that? I think you just got to choose. Going into the game, you just choose it. Maybe you get to see your deck first. You draw you shuffle up, right? You shuffle up you make your 30 card deck. You shuffle it. You look at the cards, and once you see your cards, you get to choose who you want. So if you've got all of the whatever, I think that's really awesome. I don't know. Oh, you shuffle up, dude. You're so smart. You're so smart. You're the last Ronin. You're gonna shuffle up the 4 character cards. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. This is who I am. I'm the last Ronin. Cody, that's gonna be really fun to play. Maybe really terrible also. You get Leo's ability in a 1v1, and you have I don't know whose cards. I don't know whose cards are the worst. Maybe also the worst would just be only having Leo's deck. You just have Leo's deck and his ability. And you're like, dang it, I wanted all Raph's cards and Raph's ability. Or you get where I can see that being awesome is you get Mikey's cards, but Raph's Mikey's cards, but Raph's ability. That'd be wild. Okay, this is getting out of hand. I'm gonna try that though. I will definitely be trying that at some point. Thank you guys for watching. I think we hung out for an hour. Yeah, not too shabby. Make the deck. Reveal the top card. That's your turtle. Like, every time? Like, are you always revealing the top card and that's who you are that turn? Or is it like you just top card of your deck, that's who you are for that game? I think it's probably what you're saying. And I'm on board. I'm on board with it. Yeah. Guys, thanks for hanging out. This was awesome. And I hope that I hope this video helped you out. If you're a $5 pledger, or if you haven't pledged yet, get in there, do your pledge, do your full pledge. If you can afford it right now, go do your full pledge, because we're gonna get more alternate card art. You're gonna be part of help the team out, okay? Help us out. We all want more cards, and the higher that number goes up, the more cards get made. If I'm wrong, which I think Restoration Games will come out and be like, hey, Captain was entirely wrong on this. We're just, because there's the other option is, right, the other option is they don't do that and they just say, oh, cool, this was the total after the whole thing was over, that's how many cards you're getting. But if they didn't do, they could totally easily and justifiably do the other, which is, hey guys, we raised this much during the campaign, that's how many cards you're getting. And then, oh look, there was 100,000 later that was added because of the $5 pledges, so that's not being used. And I think you could not, like, you would not be able to cry about it, because that makes sense. So yeah, I would get in there, guys. Do your pledge now. Oh, it'll be hot garbage with my luck. It'll be 22 schemes and 8 feints. Start of the game. Top card is your turtle. Cool. All right. I love it. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys back at my house probably next week, I believe. Hopefully sooner. As always, this is your captain signing off. Bye.